Chapter-07-Saptama-yāma-sādhana Pradoṣa-kālīya-bhajana Vipralam Prem. From 6 dandas of the night until midnight, approximately 8:30 p.m. to 12 p.m. Text 1. The internal symptom of devotion at the stage of perfection, sadhya bhakti, is worship of Shri Krishna in the mood of separation. Shikshta-ashtak 7 states, Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha parvashritam shunyaitam jagat sarvam Govinda viraname. O Sakhi, in separation from Govinda, even a moment seems like a millennium to me. Tears pour from my eyes like torrents of rain in the monsoon season, and this entire world seems white to me. Udvege divas na jaye, shan haile yugasam, varshar meg praye, ashu varsher duinayan. Govinda virehe shunne haila tribhuvan, tusha nale pode yen na jai jivan. Bhajan-Rahasya Vritti. Sriman Mahaprabhu is absorbed in Sri Radha's feelings of intense separation from Sri Krishna. He says, Sakhi, in my distress without Sri Nandanandan, my days stand still. Each and every moment seems like an entire millennium. Tears flow incessantly from my eyes like torrents of rain from the clouds. I cannot tolerate separation from Govinda anymore. The entire universe appears void, and my body constantly burns in the fire of separation from him. It is as if my limbs have been placed in a fire of burning husks. Footnote. Burning husks are difficult to extinguish, burn very slowly and emit much heat. This analogy is used to describe Radhika's extreme suffering. But still, my life air does not leave me. What shall I do now? Both Purva Rag, attachment prior to meeting one's beloved, and Pravas, separation by distance, are favorable to bhajan in the mood of separation. Rati, attachment that is filled with eagerness and which exists prior to meeting is called Purva Rag. When the gopis, who are deeply attached to Shri Krishna, hear the glories of his form, qualities, and so forth, many types of sentiments are stimulated in their hearts, and an astonishing impatience, vyagrata, arises that is impossible to describe. Those learned in the Ras Shastras call this impatience Purvarag. In this state of Purvarag, various Sanchari bhavs arise, such as longing, lalasa, anxiety, udveg, and sleeplessness, jagram. Text 2-6, taken from Srimad Bhagavatam, describe the Purvarag of the gopis. Text 2. The gopis praise the flute, which rings the nectar of Shri Krishna's lips. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.9 states, Gopya kim achrid ayam kushalam sma venur, damodar adhara sudham api gopika nam, bhunkte swayam yad avashishta rasam hridayenyo, hrishyat tvacho ashru mumukchu tarvo yatharya. What pious activities has this flute performed to relish the nectar of Krishna's lips, which is meant for us gopis? He is drinking all the ras and not even leaving us one drop. Sakhi, upon seeing the good fortune of the Venu, the Yamuna, Mansi Ganga, and other rivers and ponds manifest the ecstatic symptom of horripilation in the form of blossoming lotuses and other flowers. The trees shed tears of love, delighted to have such a descendant in their dynasty, just as noble persons are delighted that a Vaishnav has taken birth in their family. Are Sakhi, kiva tap kaila Krishna Venu, gopi prapya mukhamrit piye puna puna, avashesh jal de taru ashru chale, sadhu putra prapte jena pitra ashru gale. Bhajan-Rahasya Vritti. One gopi says to another, O Sakhi, I do not know what kind of highly pious activities this Venu, a dry piece of wood, has performed to profusely and independently relish the nectar of Sri Krishna's lips, which is meant to be enjoyed only by us gopis. He does not leave even a drop of this nectar for us. Seeing the good fortune of this Venu, Mansi Ganga and other ponds secretly display their ecstasy through their blossoming lotus flowers. When family elders see that one of their descendants is filled with love for Bhagwan, they shed tears of joy. Similarly, since the trees have a relationship with the Venu, they emit streams of honey as if shedding tears of bliss. Now the Braj Ramanis, already eager to meet with Krishna, become even more restless. A vision of the sweetness of Krishna's beauty appears in their hearts, and in this vision they see the Venu on his lips. The gopis reflect on the flute's rare good fortune. O Sakhi, this Venu always relishes the nectar of Krishna's association, so there is no doubt about his extreme fortune. But he has now become so proud and arrogant that we find it intolerable. The nectar of Damodar's lips is meant for the pleasure of the Gopikas, but the Venu considers it his. Damodar was born in the Gopa dynasty, and so were we. From childhood, we share deep love for each other. He is our Priyatma, so we alone have full rights to the nectar of his lips. But this impudent and shameless Venu is depriving us of our birthright, and he drinks the nectar of Damodar's lips just as he pleases. We have taken birth in the dynasty of Gopas, but we are deprived of the nectar of Gopendra Nandan Shri Krishna's lips. Yet, the Venu, who has taken birth in the dynasty of inert trees, constantly drinks that nectar. By doing so, he challenges us in a manly way. The day Yashoda Maya bound Krishna with rope, he became famous as Damodar, and that very same day, we Gopikas began our loving relationships with him. No one in Braj knew anything about the Venu then. It was when Krishna started taking the cows out to graze that the Venu's relationship with him began. But this meager relationship, the Venu became the complete heir of the nectar of Krishna's lips. Even though we Gopikas have loved Krishna since childhood, we remain deprived of this right. Therefore I say, O Sakhi, birth as a Venu is higher and more blessed than birth as a Gopi. Seeing the great fortune of the Venu, the trees, unable to contain themselves, become covered with fruits and flowers and ooze honey. It is as if they become ecstatic and their hair stands on end upon seeing the supreme good fortune of their own child, and shed tears of love due to pride. And why not? The Venu is made of bamboo, and bamboo is considered to be in the family of trees. Bamboo is nourished by the water of the rivers and ponds. So for the bamboo, this water is actually milk, and the rivers and ponds are the bamboo's mothers. Seeing the rare good fortune of their son, these mothers, such as Yamuna, Manasi Ganga, Pavan Sarovar, Man Sarovar, and Kusuma Sarovar, sometimes laugh by displaying blossoming flowers. Sometimes in their great rapture, they express their joy through their undulating ways, and other times they shed tears of happiness. In this way the gopis, endowed with Mahabhav, deliberate upon the Venu's great fortune and on their own misfortune, and they display envy, asuya, and other sanchari bhavs. They say, in his previous life, this Venu must have performed some severe austerity or pious activity. If we knew what it was, we would do the same and also attain such rare good fortune. Purnamashi is perfected ascetic who knows past, present, and future. Let us go and ask her. By acting according to her instruction, we will attain that rare good fortune. According to Srila Sanatana Goswami, this verse is spoken by Vrishabhanu Nandini herself as she reveals her bhavs to her dear Lalita Sakhi. Upon analyzing the various statements and indications in this shloka, it is apparent that this prema is on the level of Adirudh Mahabhav. Text 3. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.11 describes the good fortune of the does and their husbands when they hear the sound of the flute. Dhanyaha sammud gato api haranya eta ya nanda nandam upata vichitra vesham akarnya venu ranitam saha krishna saraha pujam dadur virichitam pranaya avalokaha. O Sakhi, when Nanda Nandan Shyama Sundar, wearing beautiful multicolored attire, vibrates a sweet melody on his flute, even the does who are foolish due to having taken birth from the wombs of ignorant animals run towards him along with their husbands and gaze upon him with love-laden eyes. They are not merely gazing, Sakhi, but they are worshipping him with crooked sidelong glances from their large lotus-like eyes, and he is accepting their worship with his own loving sidelong glance. The lives of this deer are truly blessed. Sakhi, although we are gopis of Vrindavan, we are unable to offer ourselves like this because our family members harass us. How ironic! Krishna chittavesh swiya chakshete hariya tahar vamshiri dhvani karnete shuniya pujar vidhan kaila pranay nayane Krishna sar saha aj dhanne mrigi gane. Bhajan Rasya Vritti. The Braj Ramanis are always restless to meet with Krishna. This restlessness is due to their inability to be satisfied, which is a natural characteristic of their prema. They are also unable to steady their minds in any way. They consider anyone who has even the slightest relationship with Krishna to be extremely fortunate. While sitting in their homes, the gopis hear the flute song of Govinda, who steals the heart of all beings in Vrindavan, and they become completely submerged in prema ras. With eyes of bhav, they see the does in the forest not only abandon grazing when they hear the sound of the Venu, but abandon caring for their offspring and everything else as well. These does dash towards Krishna with great speed, stopping so close to him that he can touch them with his hands. The gopis express their moods in a concealed way. Avhitta bhav. One says, O Sakhis, just see the affection that these does from the animal kingdom have for Krishna. Indeed, they are blessed. We, on the other hand, who have taken birth as human beings, are deprived of taking such darshan and performing such seva which are human beings' right. This is the frustration of our lives. In autumn, Brajendra Nandan Shri Krishna, beautifully decorated in marvelous attire, suitable for roaming in the forest, enters Vrindavan to herd the cows and blissfully plays enchanting notes on his flute. At that time, the does became content by seeing the sweet form of Shyama Sundar, who steals the hearts of everyone in the universe, and by hearing the sound of his flute. One Sakhi began to speak, saying, when the does heard the sound of Prannath Shyama Sundar's flute, they became senseless and proceed towards him, staggering and stumbling. At that time, their husbands, the Krishna Sar deer, follow behind them, accepting the guidance of their wives. In this way, no obstacle prevents the does from meeting with Krishna. Krishna Sar means that Krishna alone is the essence of their lives. Hearing this, another Sakhi said, O friend, this is really true. Where is our such fortune? We are females and the wives of other men, so we cannot abandon the fear of public opinion. When Shyam Sundar goes cowherding on the path that runs by our homes, we can only get darshan of him through the holes in the latticed windows. For this only, our family members abuse us and create obstacles for us. Our husbands are also disapproving. Birth as a deer is more fruitful than birth as a human. The Braj Devi's longing to meet with Krishna increases more and more. Eagerness, utkantha, and longing, lalasa, to meet Krishna are very helpful for a sadhak. Pranay avalokaha pujam dadhu means that the does lovingly look upon Krishna with their very beautiful eyes. which serve as lamps to perform arati to him. Krishna reciprocates by accepting their worship. In Ujjwal Nilmani, Srila Rupa Goswami defines pranay as the state in which the hearts of both the hero, Nayak, and the heroine, Nayika, become one. The hearts of the doves are one with Krishna's heart, and therefore the gopis have used the word pranaya avalokaha. With these glances, the doves offer their bhavs as flowers and other articles to worship Krishna. In this text, the sweetness of the Braj Devi's paramour love is expressed through metaphors. Text 4. Hearing the sound of the Venu, all the rivers stop flowing and worship Krishna's feet with lotus flowers. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.15 states, Nadyas tada tad upadharya mukunda geetam avrita lakshita manobhava bhagna vegaha alingan sthagitam uru bhujer murarer grinati pada yugalam kamlo paraha. Hearing the song of Shri Krishna's Venu, the Yamuna, Mansi Ganga, and other rivers have become deluded by lust, kama. Their hearts' desires for love cause many whirlpools to surface, and they stop flowing. Bringing lotuses as gifts with their arm-like waves, they embrace Madan Mohan and place his lotus feet on their breasts. Aha nadi Krishna Geet Shravan Kariya, Stotra Veg Feraila Mohita Hayya, Urmichhale Krishna Pad Alingan Kaila, O Pad Yugale Padam Opahar Dila. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. Hearing the sweet sound of Krishna's Venu, the Braj Devis, who are attached to Krishna with profound love, Krishna Anuragini, have become overwhelmed with prema. They started speaking with Sakhis from their own groups about the effects of the sound of the flute, Venu Nad, and other such topics. With metaphors, they describe how lifeless rivers exhibit transformations of love upon hearing the sweet sound of Krishna's Venu. Although it is not possible for rivers to experience any feeling, the Braj-Ramanis, who are endowed with Mahabhav and controlled by its astonishing nature, do not consider whether a being is sentient or insentient, and they ascribe their own respective bhavs everywhere they look. Whatever mood and relationship an Uttam Adhikari devotee has with his worshipful deity, Ishtadev, Shri Bhagwan, that same mood and relationship is seen by him to exist in all living entities. This is described in Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 8.273 and 274. Mahabhagavad dekhe sthavar jangam, taha taha hai tar Shri Krishna spuran. Sthavar jangam dekhe, na dekhe tar murti, sarvatra hai nij ishta deve surti. While roaming in the charming Vrindavan forest, Nanda Nandan Shri Krishna arrives at the banks of the Yamuna or Mansi Ganga, where he hears the sweet murmur of water, sees the beautiful lotus flowers floating on high waves, hears the sounds of cuckoo birds on the river banks, and is pleasantly touched by a gentle, fragrant breeze. Overwhelmed with immense elation, he plays a sweet melody on his murali. Upon hearing it, the river stops flowing, and on the still waters of her breast, unlimited whirlpools appear. Gradually the water of the river rises to the height of Shri Krishna's chest. The repeated crashing of waves causes the lotus flowers to break from their stems and present themselves at Krishna's lotus feet. Footnote: Srila Chakravarti Pad explains that the river, after trying to embrace Krishna, became ashamed and withdrawn, and instead presented lotus flowers at Krishna's feet. Upon seeing these whirlpools in the rivers, the gopis are unable to conceal their own bhavs. One says, O Sakhi, hearing our Prankant's flute song, this river is affected by lust, calm, and has become senseless. His face is all pleasing. It is radiant, fragrant, soft, sweet, and attractive to the heart like a kunda flower. This is why he is called Mukunda. With his soft, delicate lotus face, he relishes kissing, the biting of lips, and other transcendental mellows of union. When these mellows are relished, all kinds of obligations are cut, and, due to an increase in the calm, he observes with an agitated heart the gopis' lotus navels, which look like whirlpools. Another Braj-Devi says, when the rivers see Mukunda's sweet beauty and hear the ascending and descending waves of the sound from his Venu, both of which enchant the whole universe, their hearts become afflicted with calm. Now they have reversed their flow with great force, and instead of moving towards their husband, the ocean, they flow towards Krishna. Their arm-like waves rise up higher and embrace Murari's chest. There is a reason why the gopis call Krishna Murari. They say, we have taken shelter of Shri Nandanandan, who has all the qualities of Narayan, the destroyer of the Mura demon. It is very sad, however, that we are always tormented by Kam or Cupid. Although the killer of Mura is aware of this, he makes no arrangement to punish Mar or Kam, lust. Shri Narayan has become famous as Murari by killing the demon Mura, thus making the demigods fearless. In the same way, if Krishna destroys Mar, he will become famous as Murari and will be recognized as having the same qualities as Narayan, otherwise not. With Mar destroyed, we Braj-Ramanis will also breathe a sigh of relief. Alingan Sthagit. The waves of the rivers move closer and closer to Krishna's chest, and upon reaching it, they fall to ripple at his lotus feet. Seeing this, the gopis, whose hearts are filled with loving attachment for Krishna, says, O Sakhi, look, look! At first these Anuragi rivers were trying to bind Shyam Sundar in the bond of their embrace, but seeing his indifference, they have become ashamed. They have stopped trying to embrace him and are again offering lotus flowers at his feet with their arm-like waves. Upon observing the behavior of the Yamuna and other rivers, the Braj-Ramanis express various bhavs. Seeing how the moods of Shri Yamuna and Mansi Ganga are one with those of the Gop-Ramanis is an unprecedented darshan. Text 5. Giri Govardhan becomes blissful by the touch of Shri Krishna's and Shri Balram's lotus feet, and he worships them with various articles. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.18 states, Hantyam Adira Abila Haridas Varjyo Yad Ram Krishna Charan Sparsha Pramodaha Manam Tanoti Sa Go Ganyas Tayor Yat Panya Suvasya Kandra Kandra Mulaha. O Sakhi, this mountain Govardhan is the crown jewel of Hari's servants. Blessed is his fortune. By the touch of the lotus feet of our Pran Vallabh Shri Krishna and Baldev Prabhu, who is most pleasing to the eyes, Govardhan is blossoming with delight and supplying crystal clear water, soft grass, wonderful caves, and varieties of roots. By thus serving Shri Krishna and Balram, who are surrounded by the cowherd boys and cows, he highly honors them. Haridas Varje e Giri Govardhan, Ram Krishna Pad Sparshe Sukhe Achetan, Sakha Denu Saha Krishna Atithya Karila, Panya Kandra Kanda Mula Nivedila. Bhajan-Rahasya Vritti. The Braj Devis, who are the embodiments of Mahabhav, say, if anyone can be said to be the topmost devotee, it must be Giriraj. In a variety of ways, he serves our Pran Vallabh and the cowherd boys and cows who accompany him. We do not have the strength of Krishna Prem, and therefore we are weak, Abala. This Giriraj, however, is the proprietor of Krishna Prem. Let us go, Sakhi. We should bathe in Mansi Ganga, do parikrama of Giriraj, take darshan of his presiding deity Shri Haridev, and worship him. Then the desires we have long held in our hearts will be fulfilled. Even though attainment of the wealth of prema is extremely rare, Giriraj will give some of it to us. O sister, we want to touch Priyatma Shyamasundars' chin and talk to him. It is so frustrating that we are unable to talk with him, what to speak of render direct service to him. Just look, Giriraj becomes ecstatic by the touch of Krishna's limbs as Krishna climbs upon his body, and one can easily see his ecstatic sentiments such as tears, horripilation, and perspiration. The appearance of grass is horripilation, the humidity is his perspiration, and the waterfalls are his tears. Moreover, Krishna also receives pleasure by sporting on Govardhan's body and performing pastimes there. Having seen all this, we do not have even the slightest doubt that Shri Giriraj Govardhan is Haridasa-Vajana, the topmost servant of Shri Hari. That servant who delights Shri Hari with his service and who receives the greatest happiness by rendering service to him is topmost among Shri Hari's servants. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 3 great personalities are called Haridas: Maharaj Yudhishthir, Shri Uddhav, and Shri Giriraj Govardhan. Maharaj Yudhishthir accepts Shri Krishna, who is supreme absolute truth and fully independent, as his intimate friend, and he serves him lovingly in the mood of a servant, Dasya, a friend, Sakhe, and a parent, Vatsalya. Shri Uddhav, the second Haridas, became Shri Krishna's messenger and went to Braj to console Krishna's parents as well as the Brajramnis and other Brajvasis. Upon seeing the symptoms of the gopis' high class of prem, Shri Uddhav became astonished. He not only realized the glories of the gopis' food dust, he also expressed a desire to take birth in Braj as grass, a shrub, or a herb. He fulfilled this desire at the most magnanimous Giriraj Govardhan by taking birth in Giriraj's lap near Kusum Sarovar as a blade of grass, but still he was unable to serve the Brajvasis as Giriraj does. Giriraj is Haridasa-Vajana, the topmost servant of Hari. Why? Because he fulfills all the needs of Krishna and the Brajvasis. He serves Krishna and his companions, the cowherd boys and cows, with his body, mind, wealth, and very life, sacrificing everything to satisfy all of their inner heart's desires. He offers them the pure, cool, sweet drinking water of Mansi Ganga and other sarovars, very tasteful fruits and roots to eat, varieties of flowers and red minerals for decoration, jeweled seats and beds, precious stones to use for lamps and mirrors, and well-adorned caves and kunjas for resting and playing. And he offers nutritious grass and plants to the cows. Shri Krishna and his beloveds relish very confidential pastimes in the beautifully decorated groves and caves of Giriraj, who is expert in performing the topmost service in Shringar Ras. Because Radha and Krishna's confidential Nikunja Leelas take place inside and upon his body, so as not to disturb these confidential pastimes, he has permanently assumed the stationary form of stone. In this way, the gopis lavishly praise Giriraj Govardhan upon seeing the many kinds of services he renders to Krishna. Text 6. Upon hearing the sound of Krishna's flute, moving living entities acquire the nature of the non-moving, and the non-moving entities acquire the nature of the moving. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.19 states, Ga gopikir anuvanam nayator udara, Venu swanai kalapades tanu bhrishta sakhya, Aspandanam gati matam pulakas tarunam, Niryogapash krita lakshanyor vichitram. O Sakhis, the elegance and the charm of the two brothers, our Shyamasundar and Gaurasundar Balaram, are quite unique and wonderful. When Shyamasundar, together with his cowherd friends, leads the cows from one forest to another by sweetly playing a melody on his Venu, he binds the top of his turban with a niryog rope, which is used for binding the legs of the calves, and from his shoulders, like his pitambar, hangs a rope known as pash. Upon seeing that sweet, unparalleled beauty and hearing the sound of the Venu, moving living entities, such as animals and birds, as well as rivers, and what to speak of human beings, become inert like stone. and ecstatic symptoms like horripilation are displayed in non-moving entities such as trees. Sakhi, how can I describe the magical sound of that flute? Sakha dhenu sange Krishna udar swabhav, Muralir gane sabe daye sakhe bhav. Jangame karila spand hin taru gane, Pulakit kaila aho vichitra lakshane. Hin Krishna na paiya prana fete jai, Kabe sakhi vivid Krishna diven amai. Bhajan-Rahasya Vritti. The beautiful women of Braj, being filled with Mahabhav, reflect. All the moving and non-moving entities of Vrindavan are blessed. Their lives are successful because, regardless of their form, they have attained the touch of Krishna's lotus feet, or else they have attained some kind of relationship with him. In the whole of Braj, only we are unfortunate. As the Braj-Ramanis speak, the pastime of Krishna taking the cows to graze in the forest and the melodious sounds of his Venu manifest in their hearts. Now they become completely immersed in ecstatic rapture, as if seeing Krishna directly. Overwhelmed with prem, they say, "Look, Sakhi, how sweet are the movements of Shyamasundar, the best of dancers, as he gracefully roams from one forest to the other. The sweet sound of his flute causes all moving and non-moving living entities to become overwhelmed with ecstasy of prem, and they visibly manifest as sattvic transformations." Furthermore, the gopis say, "Niryogapash krita lakshnyor vichitram." Oh, what a beautiful sight are the two brothers, Ram and Krishna, as they walk into the forest wearing the niryog and pash on their bodies. While the cows are being milked, with a rope their restless calves are tied before them to a post in the ground. In this way, their mothers can see them. This rope is called niryog. Another rope, pash, binds the two hind legs of the restless cow to keep her calm while being milked. The niryog and pash used by Shri Krishna are made of soft, yellow threads of jute, tied with either end of clusters of pearls. Like the other gopas, Krishna ties the niryog to the top of his turban and lets the pash hang from his shoulders unto his chest. His attire is so fascinating that anyone who sees it cannot help being charmed, and the mere sight of his renders the prem-filled Gop-Ramanis unconscious. They continue, "O Sakhi, in Vidhata's creation there is no living entity who will not be charmed by the sight of the sweetness of Ram's and Krishna's beauty, which attracts the entire universe. When Krishna plays a melody on his enchanting murali to gather together the cows who are far away, the conditions he creates is difficult to describe. When the tinkling of the ankle bells on Krishna's lotus feet mixes with the inexpressibly melodious sound of his captivating murali, the sweetness of that sound increases even more. Is there any person who can remain composed upon hearing this?" While discussing Krishna's enchanting cowherd attire and the sound of his flute, the Braj-Ramanis, who are helplessly immersed in prem, say, "Sakhi, upon seeing Krishna's niryog and pash, it seems that they really are niryogapash. Through them, yoga, meeting, is certain to take place uninterruptedly for one's whole life. Even continuous samadhi yoga is insignificant compared to this. Krishna's niryog pash are really prema-pash, ropes of love. The Brajvasis and the Vanvasis, forest entities, are rendered helpless by his niryog pash. This demonstrates the amazing effect of these ropes of love. In this way, the gopis consider Shri Krishna's niryog pash to be a trap of love. Hearing the sound of Krishna's flute, all the moving living entities of the forest, such as deer and birds, are overwhelmed by prema and become inert. The trees, creepers, and the other non-moving living entities give up their natures and adopt the characteristics of moving beings. They become jubilant and experience ecstatic symptoms. Furthermore, the Yamuna, Mansi Ganga, and other rivers stop flowing. and the stones on Govardhan and other mountains melt and flow like streams. Text 7. The sentiments of Sri Radha in Pravas, separation by being out of sight, are most favorable to meditate upon for a sadhak who, immersed in these sentiments, should read chapters from Srimad Bhagavatam, such as Bhramar Geet. Sri Madhavendra Puri has expressed Sri Radhika's Bhav Uchvas, outburst of feeling that expresses the Bhav hidden in the heart at the time of Pravas. Padyavali 334. Ay deen dyard nath he mathra nath kadav lokashe hidayam tad alok kataram dait bhramayati kim karo meham. O you, whose heart is most merciful to the wretched, O Master, O Lord of Mathura, when will I have your darshan? O Lord of my life, because I cannot see you, my heart has become agitated. What shall I do now? He Deen Dayardnath, He Krishna Mathuranath, Kabe Puna Pabo Darshan, Na Dekhi Se Chandmuk, Vyathit Hide Duk, He Dait, Ki Kari Ekhan. Bhajan Rasya Vritti. As the Kaustubh jewel is the topmost of all the jewels, this verse is foremost among Ras poetry. Shri Swamini spoke it in the state of Divyanumad, divine madness, when she was deeply aggrieved in separation from Krishna, and by her mercy it manifested in the speech of Sri Madhavendra Puripad. Then, accepting the mood of Sri Radha, Sri Krishna Chandra relished this verse as Sri Gaur Sundar. No fourth person has ever tasted its inner moods. Uttering this verse, Sriman Mahaprabhu would become overwhelmed by prem and faint. Thus maddened by prem, sometimes he would run here and there, sometimes he laughed, and sometimes he danced. He was unable to utter more than Ai Deen, due to absorption in ecstatic love, prem avish. Tears would flow from his eyes, and satvik, vyabhichari, and other bhavs appeared in his body in their blazing state, sudipta. This is described by Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 4.191 to 203. Sriman Mahaprabhu is the gardener of the desire tree of Krishna Prem. He distributes the fruit of this tree and also relishes them himself. Sri Madhavendra Puri, whose heart was saturated with Krishna Prem, was the first sprout of this desire tree. With Sri Ishwar Puri, this sprout of Prem Ras grew. The gardener Sri Chaitanya himself also manifests as the trunk. Previous to Sri Madhavendra Puripad, there was no Rasmai Upasana, devotional service in amorous love in the Madhva Sampradaya. Through the ideas expressed by the Tattvavadis whom Sriman Mahaprabhu met while travelling in South India, one can understand that worship in the Madhva Sampradaya used to be performed only in the mood of awe and reverence, Aishwarmayi Upasana. Various Sanchari Bhavs manifest in the state of separation, Viraha, and agitate the ocean of Prem. Humility, Dhanne, envy, Asuya, and contrariness, Man, due to jealousy appear in the heart and nourish the Sthai Bhav. Many kinds of Sanchari Bhavs arise in Sri Radha's heart when she is submerged in the ocean of separation from Sri Krishna. Bhav Utpatti, the generation of a Bhav, Bhav Sanidhi, the meeting together of two Bhavs, either of the same or different types. Bhav Shabalya, the clashing of many Bhavs in which one Bhav suppresses another and becomes prominent, and Bhav Shanti, pacification of an extremely powerful Bhav, create waves in this ocean of separation. Radha, who is mad in separation, Virahe Unmadhini, addressed Krishna in extreme humility. Ay Deen Dayard Nath, O Krishna, you are very simple-hearted and affectionate. It is you who remove the sorrows of the residents of Braj, so please bestow your mercy upon me. You give mercy to all living entities, thus protecting them from all distress. So why will you not give mercy to me, who am separated from my master? If you do not bestow your mercy upon me, your reputation as he who removes the distress of the residents of Braj will become disgrace. Only you are my beloved. This is why the word Nath, meaning master, is used in this shlok. In this ocean of separation, though, there is a towering wave that represents this feeling of humility, danya, and manifests the mood of envy, asuya, and contrariness, man, due to jealousy. Now Shri Radha addresses Shyam Sundar as Mathuranath, the Lord of Mathura. O Mathuranath, why would you be merciful to us now? How can you remember us while you are in Mathura, where hundreds of affectionate, beautiful ladies serve you? Surely, you have forgotten us milkmaids. Since you are receiving so much honor from the fabulously opulent kings of Mathura, how can you have time to remember us wretched persons? By the association of Mathura's Yadavs, your heart has also become hard. Why would it melt upon seeing the condition of us gopis, who are distressed in separation? Speaking thus, Shri Radha becomes momentarily stunned, and the Sanchari Bhav of Danya again appears. She says, O beloved, Daita, O Shyamasundar, you are more dear to us than our own lives. How can we forget your loving dealings? When we would become tired during the Ras dance, you would wipe away our drops of perspiration with your own pitambar. And if our kumkum stained the pitambar, you would lovingly hold it to your heart. When you left us, you said, I will return. With this assurance, we remain alive. But having to wonder whether you will return or not confuses us. So please give us some consolation. Our hearts are intensely restless to see your moon-like face. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes that the topmost bhajan is to follow the Braja Devi's moods of separation from Shri Krishna. Text 8. Agitated by separation from Shri Krishna, the gopis blame Vidhata, providence. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.39.19 describes, Oho Vidhata sthav na kochit daya, samyojya metrya pranayina dehina, tams chakra artham viyunkshe aparthakam, vikritam te arabhaka cheshtitam yatha. O Vidhata, you are the arranger of everything, but there is not even a trace of mercy in your heart. First you unite living entities in this world in friendship and love, but before they can fulfill their desires and hopes, you pointlessly separate them while they are still unsatisfied. The truth is that, like the play of a child, this whimsical behavior of yours is useless. Vidhata he nahi daya kichu tomar, maitra bhave pranayate, dehi dehi sanjogete, kena eta kaila avichar, akritarth avasthai, viyog karile hai, balakare cheshta e vepar. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. The Braj Devis, whose hearts have been seized by Shri Krishna, are distressed in fear of impending separation from him. They have heard that Akrura has come with a chariot to take their Prankant Shyamasundar to Mathura. Tormented by the fear of future separation, the Braj Devis, speaking to like-minded gopis, express their own special sentiments of love and affliction of separation, and in doing so, reveal the helplessness of their prem. Shri Krishna is going to Madhupuri. Hearing this, the lustre of Bhadra's lotus face and the lotus faces of other Tatastha gopis. Footnote. The four groups of gopis are as follows. Tatastha Paksha, those who are neutral towards Shri Radha. Second, Surit Paksha, those who are friendly to Shri Radha. Third, Vipaksha, Shri Radha's rivals. And fourth, Swapaksha, those who belongs to Shri Radha's personal party. Withered and became dejected. Shamlas and other Surit Paksha gopis' dresses, belts, hair and so on loosened. In Samadhi, Chandravali, who is Vipaksha, began to see Shri Govinda in her heart, which was lost in meditation. The crown jewel of all the Braj gopis, Ma Bhavati Shrimati Radhika, other Swapaksha gopis like Lalita and Vishakha, and other beloveds of Shri Krishna, envisioned in their hearts their Pran Priyatam's various Prem Vilas, his behavior, dealings, laughter, glances, and so forth. Then, overwhelmed by the deep pain of separation from him, they began to weep. In different groups, the gopis expressed their own innermost feelings according to their prem. Together in each group, they voiced the deep pain of separation. If our life heirs leave our bodies due to the pain of separation from Shri Krishna, Vidhata is solely responsible. O Vidhata, you rule the entire universe very well, but is there no arrangement for compassion in your kingdom? If you had ever just once contemplated justice or injustice, you would not be so harsh. You arrange for the meeting and separation of living beings according to a mere whim. You also establish affectionate friendship between jivas, but only for a moment do you let them relish the happiness of meeting before you again submerge them in an ocean of separation. You are heartless and cruel, and we are witness to this. Your behavior is like that of an ignorant child who makes toys and then afterwards destroys them. Therefore, O Vidhata, you are not only merciless, unscrupulous, and inconsiderate, you are also wicked. Your present behavior is highly contemptible. First, you created the form of our Prankant Mukunda, who embodies all beauty, sweetness, and charm, and who charms the entire universe, and then you granted us darshan of that form by which our hearts experience boundless love. However, after placing this unprecedented form before our eyes, you again removed it and took our Prankant far away. Such deceit is not proper. Only a wicked person acts like this. Why do you behave sinfully, even though you are so wise and learned? Are you not committing the sin of taking back that which you have given? Text 9. For a person attached to Krishna, even a moment of separation from him is intolerable. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.39.29 states, Yasyanurag lalita smita valgu mantra Leela valoka parirambana rasa goshtayam Nita samanaha shanam eva shanandam vinatam Gopyaha kantham nu atirem tamo durantam. Sakhis, by his captivating, affectionate smile, sweet, intimate conversations, playful glances, and loving embraces, the long, long nights of Ras Leela passed in a moment. Indeed, how can we now overcome the boundless anguish of separation from him? Anurag vilokit valgu mantra sulalit smit alingan rasasthale brahma ratra shane gela tabu tripta na haila ebe Krishna vira ghatila gopir eman din keman jaive dukher sagare dube pran haraive. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. When Shri Krishna was about to depart for Mathura, the Braj Gopis, who were distressed by the fear of imminent separation from him, began to lament and reproach Vidhata, Providence, in various ways. They said, Today Krura Vidhata has arrived in Braj, bearing the name Akrura, not cruel. We gave up our families and religious principles, and offered our everything unto the lotus feet of our Pranakant Shyamasundar. Now what will happen to us? Oh, destiny is unfavorable to us. There is no means of protection from this. Another gopi said, O Sakhi, today we shall give up all shame and hesitation. We will somehow put a stop to Govinda's journey. Seeing our boldness and independence, all of our relatives will be displeased. Our family elders will not tolerate our shamelessness, and our family friends will punish us, threaten us with death, or forcefully evict us from our homes. But Sakhi, we have already given up the attachment to home and bodily relationships. If we are put out of our homes, it will be auspicious for us, because then we will easily attain the company of Govinda. We shall give up our homes and roam here and there with him. Even if they punish us with death, there will be no loss, because it is better to die than be separated from Govinda. If they lock us in our homes, we will die happily, meditating on Govinda. Therefore, Sakhi, why wait? Go quickly. Do not delay in putting a stop to Govinda's journey. While Shri Krishna's beloved lamented in the burning heat of separation, they fell unconscious. At that time, happy memories of meeting began to awaken in their hearts. Where the previous night of Ras manifested, Shri Krishna's gentle, sweetly smiling and loving lotus face, his affectionate, charming conversations, and his affectionate, strong embrace manifested on the screen of their hearts, and that night seemed to pass very slowly. The thought of being deprived of Shri Krishna's sweet company, the pain of separation, seemed like countless forest fires. The gopis lamented, "How can we cross this ocean of suffering? How can we remain alive in separation from our Pranakant?" In the afternoon, when Shri Krishna, surrounded by the cowherd boys, returns home from the forest, the beauty of his face is unprecedented. The indescribable sound of the Murali and his sidelong glances stir our hearts. His face, which is covered by the dust that has been raised by the cow's hooves, his curly locks of hair, the extraordinarily beautiful garland of forest flowers around his neck, and his sidelong glances all reveal his love-filled desires. How can we forget all our loving exchanges? That day, Shri Krishna prepared to go to Mathura, leaving the gopis behind, who can express their deep anguish. When the time for departure came, the barrier of their patience broke, and they all assembled, loudly expressing the great pain in their hearts by incessantly wailing, "O Govinda, O Damodar, O Madhav." Text 10. Shri Radha's strong expressions of separation from Shri Krishna are described in Hamsaduta 2. Yada yato gopi hide madano nanda sadanam mukundo gandhinyas tanyam aniruddham vadhupurim tada manasik chinta sarita ghan ghurna parichare ragadayam bada mayapayasi radha virahani. Upon the request of Akrura, Shri Krishna, who gladdens the gopis' hearts, departed Nand Bhavan for Mathura. Now separated from her lover, Shri Radhika became greatly agitated and was completely submerged in a river of anxiety, which was full of deep whirlpools of unlimited suffering. Gopika Hiday Hari, Braj Chhadi Madhupari, Akrur Chahita Jabe Gela, Tabe Radha Virahani, Gan Ghurn Tarangani, Chinta Jale Aghade Padila. Bhajan-Rahasya Vritti. In his book Hamsaduta, Shri Rupa Goswami Pad gives an incomparable description of the Brajramani's feelings of separation, Vipralam Ras, that resulted from Shri Krishna's residing in a distant place, Surid Pravas. In Shingar Ras, Vipralam Ras is most relishable. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad has enabled Rasik devotees to dive deep into the ocean of Vipralam Ras by writing about the waves of separation that arose in all the limbs of Shri Radha's body, her incoherent conversation in Divyanonmad, and her sorrowful speech, which were all due to blazing Sudipt Sattvic transformations. The very bliss of the Braj Gopis' hearts, Shri Nandanandan, has taken to Mathura by Akrura, whose name means not cruel. Actually, however, Akrura was supremely cruel, and as a consequence, all the gopis drowned in a bottomless ocean of separation, Viraha. One day, the crown jewel of the gopis, the personification of Mahabhav Shri Radha, overwhelmed by feelings of separation from Krishna, went to the bank of Jamuna with Shri Lalita and other Sakhis to soothe her affliction. However, just by again seeing the kunjas where their playful pastimes took place, Shri Radha fainted, distressed by the burning fire of that separation. The Sakhis lifted her up and laid her on a bed of lotus petals. Sri Lalita fanned her with the end of her veil, and the Sakhis chanted the names of Krishna. By fanning her and anointing her with cooling sandalwood paste, they tried to bring her back to consciousness. Impatient, Sri Lalita went to bring her cool water from the Yamuna. There, she saw an extremely beautiful white male swan. An inspiration arose in her to send a message to Pranavallabh Shri Krishna about the incidents that were destroying the life of her dear Sakhi Shri Radha. She understood that this male swan, Hamsa, would be a suitable messenger, Duta, and she politely petitioned him to go to Mathura. While describing the main road, she remembered previous pastimes with Krishna. She mentioned these pastimes to the swan, thus making him thoroughly understand all the sufferings in Shri Radha's heart, which was overwhelmed by separation from Krishna. After Shri Krishna departed for Mathura with Akrura, Shri Radha became submerged in a fathomless ocean of anxiety. She began to think, shall I protect this life here, which is burning in the fire of agony, by binding it with a rope of hope? Or shall I liberate my body from this rope? As Pranath left Vrindavan, he said, Ayasi iti dautake, I will return the day after tomorrow. But the day after tomorrow has been replaced with many years, and we still have not received news that he is coming. Shall I give up that hope and choose death by entering fire or the waters of the Yamuna? Shri Radhika further reflected, when Pranakanta Shyamsundar returns from Mathura and does not find me here, he will become so distressed. So what shall I do? My intelligence is perplexed. If my Pranath cannot see me, he also will be unable to remain alive. What shall I do? If I die, I will not see my Priyatam's soft, delicate lotus face, which resembles a kunda flower. But I am unable to remain alive, as I am burning in separation. That Lord of our lives has not abandoned us. Therefore, it is only right that I protect my life. In this way, Shri Radha was submerged in the boundless ocean of separation, in whirlpools of thoughts filled with pain. The Braj Sundaris' yearning to meet Krishna is a transformation of their prem. It increases unlimitedly, exuding a wonderful sweetness. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad follows Shri Radha's bhavs and becomes one with them. He taunts Akrura by using the word Gandhani Tanya, the son of Gandhani, which has a double meaning. Akrura took birth from the womb of Gandhani, the daughter of the king of Kashi. He stayed in her womb for 12 years, which caused her much pain. His father asked, "O child, why are you not taking birth? Why are you making your mother suffer like this?" The child in the womb replied, "Father, if you give one cow to each Brahman every day, I will take birth after 1 year." His father gave the cows as requested, and after 1 year, the child took birth. The Puranas state that a son who is named after his father or his parental grandfather is blessed, but that son who is known by his mother's name is wretched. In this text, Shri Rupa Goswami Pad indicates Akrura's cruel nature by making him known through his mother, not his father. The Vishnu Puran describes that Akrura's mother gave her family suffering, anxiety and worry. Consequently, Akrura, having the same qualities as his mother, threw the gopis and Brajvasis into a limitless ocean of grief. This text expresses chinta, anxious consideration aroused in the state of Udghirana in Mohan Mahabhav. Chinta is one of the 10 stages of Pravas Vipralam. Text 11. The 10 conditions of Viraha, separation, are described in Ujjwal Nilmani. Chintatr jagaro dvego tanam malinganata parlapo vyadi rudmado moho mrityur dasha dash. 10 conditions arise in Viraha. 1. Chinta, anxious consideration. 2. Jagra, sleeplessness. 3. Udvega, agitation. 4th, tanav, emaciation of the body. 5th, malin angata, discoloring of bodily limbs. 6th, paralapa, incoherent speech. 7th, vyadi, being stricken with tormenting ailment. 8th, unmad, madness. 9th, moha, bewilderment. And 10th, mrityu, death or being unconscious for a long time. At the stage of mohan, an extraordinary condition manifests in Sri Radha, in which she experiences extreme anguish of separation from Krishna. Jagra udveg chinta, tanav anga malinata, parlapa unmad ar vyadhi, moho mrityu dasha dash, tahe Radha suvash, pale dukha kuler avadi. Text 12. While Sri Radha suffers from the scorching poison of viraha, she expresses her transcendental emotions as described in Jagannath Vallabh Natak 3.9. Prema chaddo rajo avagachati hari nayam nacha premva, sthana sthanam avati napi, madano janati no durbalaha, anyo vedam na chanya dukham akilam, no jivanam va shravam, Dvitrini eva dinani yovnam idam, haha vide ka gatihi. Shri Hari does not understand the pain of separation in Prem. In fact, Prem does not know anything about who is deserving of itself and who is not. Kamadev also torments us, knowing us to be weak. It is impossible for anyone to understand another's misery. Life is so fleeting. It has no certainty, and youth remains only 2 or 3 days. Alas, alas, what kind of arrangement of Vidhata, the Creator, is this? Sakhi bole, dhaire dhar asibe nagarvar, vyakul haile kiva fal. Radha bole, oho Sakhi, path ar nahi lakhi, prem ched rog ye padil. Lata pachaite hari, na asile madhupuri, प्रेम न बोजिले स्थान स्थान, निठुर कानूर प्रेमे, पड़े गेला महाभ्रमे, मदन ताहते हाने बान, दुख न बुझिले सखी, जीवन चंचल लखी, ताते ए यौवन शोभा जाए, आर की नागर मनी, ए ब्रजे आसीबे धनी, हाहा विधि की हबे उपाय. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. Shri Rai Ramanand gives the following description in his Jagannath Vallabh Natak. Once Shri Radha and her Sakhis entered the Vrindavan forest. The Sakhis began to describe the sweetness of Shri Krishna's beauty with verses appropriate for Purvarag, such as so, Ayam Yuva Yuvati Chitta Vihangam Sakhi. Jagannath Vallabh Natak 1.50. Shri Krishna spotted Radha from a distance, and they both became extremely restless to meet each other. Radha sent a love letter to Shri Krishna through Shashimukhi Sakhi. Although Shri Krishna became overwhelmed with emotion upon reading it, he concealed his emotion and disrespected Radha and the gopis with words of indifference. It is improper for women from good families to forsake their family honor to love me like this. Shashimukhi returned to Shri Radhika and relating all this to her, advised Radha to place her attention elsewhere. This made Shri Radha attain an unbearably severe state of viraha, and she conveyed her sentiments in this text 12. Shri Radha said to the Gopi Madanika, attracted by the incomparably beautiful form of Shri Krishna, I was unable to remain patient, so I sent a letter to him. O Sakhi, what was my fault in doing that? He is certainly crooked, as his sole intention was to give me a punishment equal to death. First he attracted me with the sweetness of his form, and now he is rejecting me. O Sakhi, you may ask, why do you feel affection for Shri Krishna when he is very competent in killing women? But what can I say? Haha vide ka gatihi. It is very difficult to understand why Vidhata gives a particular punishment to a particular person. I love Krishna for pleasure. But instead of Vidhata giving me pleasure, he gave me sorrow, and because of this my life here is now leaving me. This is also described in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 2.20 as follows. Sakhi he, na bujhe vidhir vidhan, sukh lagi kaila preet, haila dukh viparit, ebe jai na rahe pran. O Sakhi, I do not understand the regulative principles given by the Creator. I loved Krishna for happiness, but the result was just the opposite. I am now in an ocean of distress. It must be that I am now going to die, for my vital force no longer remains. This is my state of mind. Shri Radha continues, Sakhi Madanika, the movement of prema is crooked, like that of a snake, and it is foolish. It does not consider whether the place is suitable or unsuitable, or if the object is fit or unfit. This prema moves in a crooked way and has tied my hands, feet, and neck with the ropes of that wicked one's beauty and virtues. I am unable to untie that knot. Shri Radha is so captivated by Shri Krishna's qualities that it is impossible for her to abandon the hope of meeting him. Her condition is similar to that of a person who relishes the sweetness of hot sugar cane so much that he cannot give up chewing it, even if his mouth is burning. Moreover, she says, observing my helpless condition, Madan, Cupid torments me with his 5 arrows, thus exhausting my entire body. The Sakhi says, O Radha, take revenge on Kamadev, Cupid. Radha answers, O Sakhi, Kamadev has no body, so how can I retaliate? He tears my body asunder with his 5 arrows, causing me agony, but these arrows do not take away my life. Swamini, since Shri Krishna is an ocean of mercy, he will certainly bestow mercy upon you. Have patience. Shri Radha replies, Duitrini eva dinani yovanam idam. Life is momentary. Who can remain alive until then? The lifespan of the living entity in a human body is 100 years. But youth only lasts a few days. Without youth, how will I serve him? My youth only is the cause of his happiness. In reality, Shri Radha is the eternal beloved of Shri Krishna. She is not an ordinary Manani, a woman who has been offended by her lover. She is the personification of Vishuddha Sattva. By her power, Yogamaya has manifested these pastimes on the surface of the earth for the purpose of accomplishing Krishna's Nara-lila. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila 4.29 and 30 confirms this with the following words. Mo vishay gopi ganer upapati bhave, Yogamaya koribe apana prabhave. Ami na jani taha na jani gopi gan, duha rup gune duha nitya hariman. The influence of Yogamaya will inspire the gopis with the sentiment that I am their paramour. Neither the gopis nor I shall notice this, for our minds will always be entranced by one another's beauty and virtues. Text 13. Shri Radha's condition of Udvek, anxiety in separation from Shri Krishna, is described in Krishna Karanamrit 42. Kim iha krunumaha kasya brumaha kritam kritam ashaya kathayat katha manya dhanya maho hridayeshaha madur madur smira kare mano nayana ussave kripana kripana krishna trishna chiram bhat lambate. What shall I do now? To whom shall I speak? What is the purpose of holding on to the futile hope of receiving his darshan? Please speak about something better. Oh, but how can I possibly stop talking about he who is contained within my heart? His gentle, sweet smile is a festival for the mind and eyes. My longing to see this form of Shri Krishna increases moment by moment. Eba bale ki kariba, kare dukh janaiba, देह धरी कृष्णेर आशे कहे अन्य कथा धन्य याते चित्त सुप्रसन्न सखी ताहा न हैबे उपाय कृष्णे हृदय शुई आछे मृदु मधु हास्ति छे मनो नयरने महोत्सव कृष्ण लखी बार आशा मने कैल चिरवास से आशा कृपन असंभव. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. A variety of sentiments are arising in Sri Radha's heart. While in this state of Bhav-Shabalya, the clashing and jostling of many different bhavs, in which one bhav suppresses another and becomes predominant, Sri Radha says, O Sakhis, what shall I do in this state of misfortune? I do not know how I will attain the darshan of Sri Krishna. To whom shall I express this heart-breaking anguish? In this state of separation from Krishna, your condition is similar to mine. So who in Braj can I tell about the condition of my heart? A moment later, Sri Radha conceals her bhav shabalya and says, Srimad Bhagavatam 11.8.44, Asha hi paramam dukham. Hope itself is the consummate giver of sorrow. For many days I have sat and waited, hoping that Krishna would soon come, but so far he has not arrived. Now it is appropriate to give up that hope. Here the Sanchari Bhav called Mati, resolve or wisdom has arisen, after which Amrisha, intolerance or indignation appears. Sri Radha then says, O Sakhis, abandon talk about ungrateful Krishna. Please tell me about something else. As she says this, Krishna manifests to her internal vision. Wounded by the arrow of Kam, she becomes restless like a deer pierced by an arrow, and the bhav of Amarsha becomes covered by the appearance of Trisha, fear. Distress, she cries, Oh, what suffering! Krishna is lying in my heart and looking at me with his sidelong glance, which is imbued with a sweet, gentle smile. This glance, full of laughter, is a great festival for the eyes and minds of all Brajramanis. Suddenly this bhav disappears, and great distress and remorse are aroused in her heart. Again she laments, saying, Sakhi, what shall I do? You tell me to be patient, but how can I be patient? The hope of receiving Krishna's darshans resides in my mind, but this seems to be merely a vain hope that is fit to be abandoned. While lamenting in this way, Ashtukya Bhav, ardent desire again arises. Restless in separation from Krishna, Srimati says, understanding that her hope was extremely distressful, the prostitute Pingala. Footnote: the story of Pingala is narrated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, Chapter 8. Abandoned it and became happy. I should also give up the hope of attaining Krishna, but it is so difficult to stop talking about him. Alas, the thirst for Shri Krishna's darshan is increasing in my heart, moment by moment. That thirst is also increasing, Madan, Kam, which is sweeter than sweet. Text 14. The Divyonmad, transcendental madness of Sri Radha, who is restless in the intense fire of separation from Sri Krishna, is described in Krishna Karnamrit 41. Amunya dhanyani dinantarani hare tav alok mantaren anath bandhu karuneka sindhu ha hant katham nayami. Alas, alas, O Hari, O friend of the helpless, O you who are the only ocean of mercy, how can I pass these miserable days without your darshan? Na herai tab mukha, hiday darun dukha, dina bandhu karuna sagar. E adhanya divanishi, kemane kati me dasi, upay balah ata para. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. Without the darshan of Shri Krishna, a moment seems like hundreds of yugas for Shri Radha, who is burning in the fire of separation, and her days stand still. These days and nights in which I cannot serve you are not blessed. The word ha, meaning alas, in this verse expresses a distress that is full of grief. Krishna may say, Srimad Bhagavatam 10.29.20, patayascha vaha vichenvayanti. O Radha, your body, which is pierced by the arrows of Ananga, Cupid, burns in the fire of Kam, so you should search for your husband. Then Shri Radha will reply, O Sham, I am searching for my Pran Priyatam Brajendra Nandan. What need have I for a husband who gives distress? O friend of the helpless, having abandoned my husband, I have come to my Priyatam, you. If somebody says, why have you come to your Priyatama? Then Srimati would answer, he is the friend of the helpless and destitute. I am helpless, so he is also my friend. If Krishna says, Srimad Bhagavatam 10.29.24, Bhartu Shushrunam Istrinam Paro Dharmaha, the supreme duty of women is to serve their husbands. Then in reply, she will say, Srimad Bhagavatam 10.29.34, Chittam Sukhena Bhavata Paritaham. Our minds and senses were satisfied engaging in household duties, but you stole them. O Hari, we have come to you in search of the great wealth of our hearts and senses. If there is anything wrong with this, it is your fault. If Krishna says, you are liars, when did I steal your dharma and your hearts? Then she will reply, Srimad Bhagavatam 10.29.38, Tanna Prasiddha. Be pleased with us, O you who are the only ocean of mercy. Kindly give us a mere drop from that ocean. Text 15. Krishna Karanamrit 40 describes Shri Radha's longing to meet Shri Krishna. He Dev, He Dait, He Bhuvneka Bandhu, He Krishna, He Chapal, He Karuneka Sindhu, He Nath, He Raman, He Nain Abhiram, Haha Kadanu Bhavatasi, Padam Drishomi. O Lord, O dearest one, O only friend of the three worlds, O Krishna, O restless one, O only ocean of compassion, O Dev, O lover, Ramana, O you who delight the eyes, Oh, when will you again be visible to my eyes? When will I receive your darshan? He Dev, He Pran Priye, Ekmatra Bandhu Iha, He Krishna Chapal Kripa Sindhu, He Nath Ramana Mam Nainer Priyatam, Kabe Dekha Dive Pran Bandhu. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. The Sakhis are consoling Shri Vrishabhanu Nandani, who is suffering in separation from Krishna. Suddenly, Shri Radha looks here and there and says, O Sakhi, listen. It is the sound of Shri Krishna's ankle bells. But why he is not coming before my eyes? Surely that rogue is sporting with some beautiful girl in a nearby kunja. While speaking like this, Shri Radha becomes mad, Unmadani, and in that maddened condition, she sees that Shri Krishna has come. On his body, though, are signs that he has been sporting with another woman. Upon seeing the marks, Shri Radha becomes indigent, amarsha, and even though Shri Krishna is present before her, she does not speak to him but turns her face away. Shri Krishna then disappears and Radha eagerly begins to search for him here and there. Restlessness resulting from a delay in seeing and attaining the desired object is called Autsukya, ardent desire. When bhavs overlap, it is known as bhav shabalya. When Autsukya and Asuya, envy, awakens simultaneously, Shri Radha sometimes criticizes Krishna and sometimes she praises him. Sometimes she goes into man, sometimes she becomes proud, and sometimes she praises him sarcastically. She says, O Dev, because you sport with other women, you are called Dev. Footnote: Dev means someone who sports or plays. Due to this disrespect, Krishna leaves. Repentant, Shri Radha began to speak out of anger, longing to again have his darshan. O beloved, Daita, you are the most dear of my life. Why did you abandon me? Please grant me your darshan. Hearing this, Shri Krishna again appears. As soon as Shri Radha sees him, the bhavs of amarsha, indignation, and asuya, envy arise in her, and she sarcastically derides him. O only friend of the three worlds, Bhuvaneka Bandhu, by playing on your enchanting flute, you bring all women under your control, and for this reason, you are the friend of the entire world. You are the friend of all the gopis, therefore you stay near them. Isn't it your own fault then that you do not come to me? Hearing this, Krishna again disappears. Not seeing him, Shri Radha says, O Krishna, O Shyamasundar, you attract the hearts of the entire universe. After stealing my heart, where have you gone? Please kindly give me your darshan just once. Hearing this, Shri Krishna again comes and says, O Priya, I was just outside the kunja. Please be satisfied with me. Upon hearing Shri Krishna's entreaty, which is mixed with fickleness, Radha says, O fickle one, Chapal, O snake of the cowherd maidens, please go away from here, stealer of other men's wives. I have no need for you. Go back where you came from. Krishna hears this and pretends to leave. Shri Vishbhanu Nandani understands that her Prannath has gone and offers a supplication. O only ocean of mercy, I know that I am an offender, but you are the ocean of compassion and your heart is soft. So please give me your darshan. O lover, Ramana, you are always sporting with me, so please come to the kunja. Within her mind, she understands that Krishna has again arrived. Thus absorbed, she holds out her arms to embrace him, but is unable to do so. Coming to external consciousness, she begins speaking in extreme distress. O you who delight the eyes, Nayan Abhiram, O you who give joys to the eyes, my eyes are very thirsty to have your darshan. Alas, when will you appear before them? Text 16. Krishna Karnamrit 68 describes an internal vision, Sfurti Darshan of Krishna. Maraha Swayamnu Madhur Dyuti Mandalamnu Madhuram Evanu Mano Nayanamritnu Veni Mrijonu Mam Jivit Vallabhanu Krishno Ayam Abudayate Mam Lochanaya. Is this Cupid himself, or is it a halo of sweet effulgence? Is this the personification of sweetness, or the life-giving nectar of the mind and eyes? Is this the lover who loosens my braid, the beloved of my life, the youthful Krishna, who is manifest before my eyes? Swayam Kandarp Eki, Madhur Mandala Naki, Madhure Apni Murtiman, Mano Nairn Madhu, Dur Hetu Aila Bandhu, Jivan Vallabh Braj Pran, Amar Nayana Age, Aila Krishna Anurage, Deho Mor Aila Jivan, Sab Dukh Dure Gela, Pran Mor Judaila, Dekhi Sakhi, Painu Hara Dhan. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. When Shri Krishna disappears from the Ras Leela, the gopis sing a piteous kirtan filled with the mood of separation from him. At that time, Krishna, who is Manmath, the bewilderer of the mind of Cupid, appears before them. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10.32.2, Srila Shukdev Goswami describes that unprecedentedly beautiful form of Krishna. Tasam avibhu shaurihi smeyamanam mukham bhuja. With a smile on his lotus face, Krishna appeared before the gopis, wearing a flower garland and a yellow garment. He appeared directly as one who can bewilder the mind of Cupid, who himself bewilders the minds of ordinary people. Shauri Shri Krishna, who defeats even Cupid, appears before the gopis. Upon seeing his beauty, Radha becomes perplexed and wonders. Is Shri Krishna really present before us? Confused, she says to her Sakhis, O Sakhis, is he who is standing before us Cupid incarnate, whose invisible form attacks everyone? Here in this text, the word nu, meaning whether, is used in the sense of reasoning. Again perceiving his sweetness, She says with astonishment, "That Cupid cannot be so sweet. So is this a halo of sweet beauty? This is also astonishing." No, no, it is not merely a halo of beauty. It is some kind of embodied sweetness. No other kind of sweetness can satisfy our eyes. But our eyes are satisfied with this darshan. With great pleasure, she says, "Is this nectar itself?" But Sakhi, nectar does not have a form and this does, so it cannot be nectar. Again she says, "Is it our beloved who loosens our braids, who has come to us out of love?" Looking very carefully at Krishna, she blissfully says, "O Sakhis, it is the love of our lives, the fresh, youthful dancer, Nav Kishore Natvar. It is he who gives pleasure to the eyes and who is our Pranakant." Text 17. A description of the direct darshan of Shri Krishna is given in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.32.2. Tasam avirbhut shaurihi smeyamanam mukhambujah pitambara dharas ragvi sakshan manmat. Just then, Shri Krishna appeared in the midst of the gopis. His lotus face blossomed with a mild, gentle smile. Hanging from his neck was a garland of forest flowers, and he wore a golden yellow garment, pitambar. What was the nature of his beauty? That beauty stirs the mind of Kamadev, Cupid, who himself stirs the minds of everyone. Gopir samukha hari, dadailo venu dhari, smayamanam mukham bhuja shobha, vanmali pitambar, man mather manohar, radhikar dehe manolobha, bhajan-rasya vritti. Shri Krishna, who is ever skillful in increasing his devotees' prem, disappeared from the Ras Leela. Devastated by separation from him, weeping, the gopis arrived at the bank of the Yamuna. There they performed kirtan, having exhausted all alternatives in their search for him. Their voices were full of extreme feeling, and they used metaphors with multiple meanings to express their sentiments. Restless in the pain of separation, the Brajramanis, tears full of prem, flowed freely and continuously from their eyes. At that time, Shri Krishna Chandra, who is in the dense dark forest, heard their weeping and suddenly appeared in their midst, manifesting his lustre. In this text, Srila Shukdev Goswami is thoroughly absorbed in Manjari Bhav, and in anger, he used the word Shauri as an insult. Shri Krishna appeared in a Kshatriya family within the Shura dynasty, whose hearts were deceitful and hard. Shukdev Goswami Pad was unable to tolerate Swami's agony of separation from Krishna, and he therefore saw Shri Krishna's hiding as a defect. He thought, "The young girls of Braj are simple lovers, premikas, and you become joyful by making them unhappy. Seeing the gopis afflicted by grief, you display your prowess, shaurya." Srila Shukdev Goswami felt that such so-called prowess was a disgrace. If your heart were truly honest, you would not have done such a thing. These are examples of the defamatory remarks used in prem. Only one whose prem is deep can speak like this. Shri Krishna Chandra, the crown jewel of all those skilled in amorous pastimes, Vidagdha Chudamani, appeared in the midst of the Brajadevis, displaying his unparalleled beauty. This beauty is described in this text by the use of three adjectives, Smeyamana, Sragvi, and Sakshan Manmatha. Smeyamana. Although his face was radiant and smiling, Shri Krishna's heart was remorseful. Smiling is a characteristic of Bhagavata, the quality of being Bhagwan, but Krishna's smile before the gopis was caused by the bhavs he experienced upon seeing them. He smiled to remove their distress and console them. Darshan of his extremely enchanting lotus face removes all the gopis' sorrow. When Shri Krishna, wearing a pitambar, golden yellow garment, heard the distress-filled cry of the Brajadevis, he came swiftly, holding his pitambar around his neck, so that it would not slip off. Shri Krishna had charmed the gopis with the sound of his flute. All these gopis have abandoned their families, morality, patience, and shyness to arrive at Krishna's side. But on that day, Krishna Chandra had abandoned the gopis and disappeared. Upon his return, he held his yellow cloth around his neck as a gesture in order to show that he was praying for forgiveness. Conscious that he had given great suffering to his dear ones, Krishna admitted that he himself was an offender, and he held his pitambar with his hands to beg forgiveness for his offense. Just as an offender claps a piece of straw between his teeth, Krishna humbly put his cloth around his neck, thus begging forgiveness. His hands held his pitambar, which he used to carefully wipe away the tears from the eyes of the Brajadevis, who were grief-stricken in separation from him. Brajendra Nandan is also relating the following moods to the gopis. You are of golden complexion, so I have covered my body, heart and mind with the pitambar. My inner heart is so colored by your golden anurag. Sragvi, leaving aside all other ornaments, Krishna wore a fresh, radiant garland of forest flowers around his charming neck. He wore this garland of cooling lotuses only to remove the gopis' fire of separation. In doing so, he expressed the sentiment, You are like the garland's flowers. You are like my very heart. By embracing you, I am praying for forgiveness and beg you to soothe the heat of my feelings of separation from you. You strung this very garland yourself and garlanded me with it. I am displaying my eternal gratitude by wearing it upon my heart. Sakshat Manmat Manmatha. Shri Krishna's extremely charming beauty, embellished by his being in the midst of the gopis, churned the mind of Cupid. Vyasti Kamadev and Samashti Kamadev are concealed in Sakshat Manmat, the original Kamadev. The Vyashti Kamadevs are the Kamadevs that exist in different universes. Samashti Kamadev is Pradyumna, and the original Kamadev is Nandanandan himself. The material Madan, Kamadev, intoxicates all jivas, but when this material Madan receives darshan of Shri Krishna's form, which enchants the three worlds, he falls unconscious. Sakshat Manmat Manmatha Krishna, who is the transcendental Kamadev, manifested such a form to decrease the gopis' suffering. Srila Jiva Goswami writes in Kram Sandarbha that Manmat signifies that person who infatuates even Madan. Shri Krishna Chandra displays his Mohani Murati and even bewildered Mahadev in his form as Rudra. Footnote: The story of how Mahadev became bewildered by Shri Krishna's Mohani Murati form is narrated in Srimad Bhagavatam 8th Canto, Chapter 12. But actually, Shri Krishna's form as Sakshat Manmat is only displayed in the Rasamandal. This is confirmed in Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 5.212 and 213. Vrindavan Purandar Shri Madan Gopal Ras Vilasi Sakshat Brajendra Kumar Shri Radha Lalita Sange Ras Vilas Manmat Rupe Yahar Prakash. Madan Gopal, the Lord of Vrindavan, is the enjoyer of the Rasa dance and is directly the son of the king of Braj. He enjoys the Rasa dance with Srimati Radhika, Shri Lalita and others. He manifests himself as the Cupid of Cupids. Text 18. Shri Radha's meeting with Krishna in Nam Vrindavan Dwarika and an expression of a desire for Brajabhav is described in Lalit Madhav 10.260. Chirad ash matram twai virichayantam sthiradheyo vidayur ye vasam madhurima gabhire madhupure dadanaha keshori vayas sakhi tam gokul pate prabadyatas tesham parichayam avashyam nanyaho. Shri Radha said, O Shri Krishna, for a long time persons with fixed intelligence have sustained their lives with the hope that you will one day return. You reside in Madhupuri, which is filled with profound sweetness. O Master of Gokul, the adolescent Sakhas are patiently gazing at your return path. Therefore, you must give us your darshan without fail. गबीर माधुर्य मय से ब्रज धाम है तथा यत स्थिर बुद्धि जन चिर आशा हृदय धरी तुम्हार दर्शन हरि वसी आछे से सब सज्जन तुम्हार किशोर लीला हृदय वरन कैला एवे से सवारे कृपा करी नयन गोचर हैया लीला कर तथा गिया ए मात्र निवेदन करी. Text 19. Suffering pangs of separation from Shri Krishna, Radha desires to bring him back to Vrindavan, which is filled with sweet memories. Lalit Madhav 10.261 states, Yate Leela Ras Pari Marodgari Vanya Parita Dhanya Shauni Vilasati Vrita Mathuri Madhur Bhihi Tatras Mabhis Chatul Pushpa Bhav Mugda Darantarabhi Samvitas Tam Kalya Vadanalasi Venur Viharanam. Near the highly praised Mathura is the land of Vrindavan, which is full of forests that emit the sublime fragrance of the mellows of your pastimes, Leela Ras, and which is made splendid with sweetness and beauty. With a smiling face and playing the flute, please sport in that Vrindavan with those whose hearts are infatuated with capricious and unpredictable Gopi Bhav. Mathura Mandala Maje, Madhuri Mandita Saje, Dhanya Dhanya Vrindavan Bhumi, Taha Tava Nitya Leela, Parimal Prakashila, Achintya Shakti Krishna Tumi, Gopi Bhav Mugda Yat, Tomar Shingar Rat, Ama Adi Pranay Nichaya, Ama Sabe Laya Punah, Hida Kare Anukshana, Vamshi Vadya Brajendra Tanaya. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. In his Lalit Madhav, Shri Rupa Goswami gives the following narration. In one kalpa, Shri Radha was so unable to tolerate the affliction of separation from Krishna after he had left for Mathura that she jumped into the Jamuna. Jamuna, the daughter of Suryadev, then took Shri Radha to her father. Suryadev entrusted her to his friend and devotee Satyajit, who was childless, and told him, "Her name is Satyabhama. Consider her to be your daughter." Later, upon the instruction of Narad, King Satyajit sent Satyabhama to Shri Krishna's inner quarters in Dwarika. The wife of Surya, Sangya, was the daughter of Vishkarma. Through her father, Sangya had previously created the captivating Nav Vrindavan for Satyabhama, Shri Radha in Dwarika. Rukmani, Shri Krishna's principal queen, kept the extraordinarily charming and beautiful Satyabhama hidden in Nav Vrindavan, so that Krishna would not see her. In due course, however, Satyabhama did meet with Krishna, and the secret that Satyabhama is actually Radha and Rukmani is actually Chandravali was revealed. Thereafter, Rukmani arranged for Satyabhama's marriage to Shri Krishna. At the time of wedding, Yashodarani, Purnamashi, Mukhra, and other Brajavasis were present in Dwarika. At that time of wedding, Yashoda Rani, Purnamashi, Mukhra, and other Brajavasis were present in Dwarika. One day, in this Nav Vrindavan, Krishna said to Radha, "O dearest, what more can I do to make you happy?" Shri Radha replied, "Praneshwar, all the Sakhis of Braj, my cousin sister Chandravali, mother Brajeshwari, and everyone else came here, and I met with them. Nonetheless, my earnest request to you is to please leave this abode of opulence, Dwarika, and in your form as a fresh, youthful, expert dancer, wearing the attire of a cowherd boy, sport with me in the kunjas of Brajadham, the renowned land of eternal pastimes." Text 20. Anguish that their blinking prevented them from seeing Krishna when they were taking his darshan, the gopis cursed the person who created eyelids. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.82.39 describes this condition of the gopis at their meeting with Krishna in Kurukshetra. Gopyascha Krishnam upalabhya chirad avishtam yad prekshne drisheshu paksham kritam shapanti dirgbi hidi kritam alam parirabhya sarvas tad bhavam apur api nitya yujam durapam. Srila Shukdev Goswami, who was experiencing the mood of the gopis when they saw Shri Krishna at Kurukshetra, said, "The Braj Sundaris, who cursed the Creator for making eyelids that obstructed their darshan of Shri Krishna, now saw Shri Krishna again after a long time. They took him from the path of their eyes into their hearts and tightly embraced him there. They attained that rare absorption that cannot be attained either by yogis or by Rukmani and the other queens of Dwarika who are always with him. Chiradin Krishna ashe chilo gopi brajavase Kurukshetre pranath paya animesh netra dware ani Krishne prema dhare hide alingan mugdha haya aha se amiya bhav ane jane asambhav स्वकीय कांताय सुदुर्लभ गोपी बिना आई प्रेम येना विशोधिता हेम लक्ष्मी गणे चिर असंभव. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. At the time of the solar eclipse, all the Brajvasis arrived at Kurukshetra eager to see and meet with Shri Krishna. When the Brajramanis saw Krishna after being separated from him for so long, they became radiant with bliss and their hearts and eyes did not move. Those Braj Gopis had been unable to tolerate even a moment's separation caused by the blinking of their eyes, and had thus cursed the creator of eyelids. Who can describe their ecstasy when they again saw Shri Krishna after burning in a raging fire of separation from him? The Shrutis say it is impossible to describe in words the happiness derived from merging into Brahm, Brahmananda. No one is able to determine the extent of it. This Brahmanand, however, is like a firefly before Rasanand, the bliss attained by the Mahabhavati gopis in their prem-filled service to Krishna. The gopis' bodies are composed of anurag, which is caused by the great depth of their relationship with Krishna. Anurag is the function of the Haladni Shakti when it is endowed with samvid. This state is called Swasamvedya, which means that it can only be known by the person who experiences it. According to the intensity of anurag, prem is determined as perfect, purna, more perfect, purnatar, or most perfect, purnatam. Compared to the purnatam anurag of the gopis, the bliss of the service performed by Lakshmi, who sports on the chest of Narayan, and also the skill of the queens of Dwarika in the art of various loving sports, are bland and insipid. Although they exhibit various extraordinary moods, enchanting and beautiful smiles, and so on, they cannot bring Krishna's heart under their control. The Braj Gopis, however, who are colored with dense anurag as well as with prema imbued with madhya bhav, a feeling that Krishna belongs to me, control Shri Krishna's heart through their crooked sidelong glances. Shri Shukdev Goswami Pad's reference to the gopis' extraordinary prema in this text is the sharp cue meant for the Gyanis who meditate on Brahm. In effect, he is saying, O Gyanis, performing arduous sadhana, fie on you. If you want to make your life successful, then surrender at the lotus feet of these gopis who are endowed with prem. Darshan of the Braj Gopis' Prem Madhurya also makes Uddhav yearn to attain it. Vanchanti yad bhav bhiyo munyo vayam cha. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.47.58. Enchanted by this Prem Madhurya, the queens of Dwarika, who always accompany Krishna, pray to attain the fragrance of Shri Krishna's lotus feet, which are colored with kumkum from the gopis' breasts. One unprecedented experience of ecstasy in separation is called Divyanumad. This ocean of prem steers enormous waves that inundate every universe. Its current bewilders the heavenly damsels whose lustre is like the lotus. It stirs the hearts of earthly beings, invades Satyaloka, and even rebukes the beauty of the land of Vaikuntha. Uddhav, Narad, and others are astonished to see the prem engendered by the gopis Mahabhav, which even stuns the heart of Rukmani and Satyabhama. Despite performing several arduous practices, the yogis are unable to establish in their hearts so much as the effulgence of the nails of Sri Krishna's lotus feet. The gopis, however, very easily and directly adorn their breasts with the lotus feet of youthful Krishna, who is the essence of all beauty and lustre, and thus they pacify his fire of lust. Blessed are these masterful gopis. Text 21. The gopis' intense longing to receive Sri Krishna in their own home, Vrindavan, is described in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.82.48. Ahushacha nalin nabha padar vindam yogeshwarare hidi vichintayam gabda bodhe sansara kupam patito taranavalambanam geham jushamapi mansudhyat sadanaha. At the meeting in Kurukshetra, Shri Radhika and the prominent gopis said, O Kamalanabha, you whose navel is like a lotus, great yogis who possesses profound intelligence meditate upon your lotus feet in their hearts. Your lotus feet are the only means of escape for those who have fallen in the well of material existence. O Lord, please give us the benediction that, even when we perform household work, your lotus feet shall always reside in our hearts, and we shall never forget them even for a moment. Krishna he, agad bodh sampan, yogeshwar gan dhanye, tav pad karun chintan, sansar patit jan, dharu tav shi charan, kup haite uddhar karan, ami braj gopi nari, nahi yogi na sansari, toma laya amar samsar, mama man vrindavan, raki tatha o charan, e vancha purao amar. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. At the time of their meeting in Kurukshetra, Shri Krishna tried to console the Braj Gopis who had been agitated in separation from him by instructing them on Brahmagyan and Yoga. He said, I am all-pervading, I am never separated from you all. Endeavor to see me in your hearts through devout meditation. Hearing their Priyatam's instruction on Brahmagyan and Yoga, the gopis became somewhat angry and said, O shining son of Tattva Acharyas, give these instructions on Jnana Yoga somewhere else. We, very simple and ignorant gopis, cannot understand them. It is commendable to give an instruction that is suitable to the listener. When we hear these instructions, our hearts begin to burn. Pranath, it is true that the hearts of others are the same as their minds, but our hearts are the same as Vrindavan. So if you go to Vrindavan, we shall consider that you have entered our hearts. Only this will be your complete mercy, nothing else. Braj is not only our heart, it is also our home. Unless we meet you there, our life years will certainly leave our bodies. First, you sent Uddhav to instruct us on yoga and jnana, and today you are personally giving us this same instruction. You are rasik and supremely compassionate, and you also understand the feelings in our hearts. So why do you speak like this? You know we want to remove our affection for you and place it in worldly enjoyment, but even after 100,000 such attempts, we have been unable to do so. Now you are instructing us to meditate upon you. Can you not even slightly consider the persons you are instructing? We gopis are not great yogis, and we can never be satisfied by meditating on your lotus feet. Hearing you talk like this makes us very angry. O simpleton, where is the possibility of a well of material existence and desire for deliverance from it, for those who cannot even recall their own bodies? We are always drowning in the deep waters of separation from you, where the crocodiles of lust swallow us. O Pranath, please save us. O wealth of our lives, have you forgotten Vrindavan, Govardhan, the banks of the Yamuna, and the Ras Leela and other pastimes that took place in the Kunjas. Oh, it is surprising that you have forgotten the Sakhas, your parents, and all the other Brajavasis. It is our misfortune. We are not unhappy for ourselves. We are unhappy for Brajeshwari, Yashoda Maya. It tears our hearts apart to see her so forlorn. We may or may not have a relationship with you, but you are related to Yashoda Maya by blood, as your body is made of her blood. You may forget that relationship, but it cannot be removed. Whether you come to Vrindavan or not is up to you. But why have you kept the Brajvasis alive? Is it just to make them suffer again and again? Yes, if you want to keep them alive, then quickly come to Vrindavan. This royal attire of yours, the elephants and the horses, your association with the officers of the king of this place and this foreign land do not slightly befit the Brajavasis. Although we are unable to abandon Vrindavan, we could not remain alive without seeing you. You are the life of Braj, the wealth of Brajvasi's life, and also the very life of our lives. Quickly return to Vrindavan and protect the lives of everyone. Text 22. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.82.40 describes Shri Krishna's conversation with the gopis that occurred in a solitary place. Bhagwan stas tatha bhuta vivikta upasangataha ashlishya namayan prishtava prahasam idam abravit. When Shri Krishna saw the gopis had attained oneness, tadatmya with him, he went with them to a secluded place. After embracing them to his heart and inquiring about their well-being, he laughed and spoke as follows. Vivikte laya gopi alingya prema marma katha kaye Krishna gopi priti mahishere tati dekhiya ascharya hai. Bhajan Rahasya Vritti. When Shri Krishna heard Shri Radha's anguished talks of separation, he remembered his unlimited, honest love for the Brajvasis and became very restless. Considering himself indebted to them, he began to console them by addressing Shri Radha. Priyatama, accept the following as truth. Remembering you, I burn day and night in a fire of separation. No one knows the extent of my unbearable pain. The Brajvasis, my parents, and the Sakhas are my very life, and among them, the gopis are directly my life, and you are the life of my life. What more can I say? I am always subservient to your unconditional love. Misfortune is very strong, and no one can do anything about it. This misfortune has separated me from you, keeping me in a distant country. It is true that the beloved cannot remain alive without the association of the lover, and that the lover cannot live without the beloved. But neither will die, because each thinks, if I die, his condition of separation will be the same as mine. Aho, the faithful beloved and the truly affectionate lover think of each other's welfare even in separation. They never think of their own sorrows and sufferings, but always want their beloved to be happy. This kind of loving couple meet each other again very quickly. You do not know that daily I worship Bhagwan Shri Narayan to protect your life. By his potency, I come to Vrindavan from this distant country every day to meet with you and sport with you in various ways. But you think this is only a vision. Beloved Radha, it is my good fortune that your love for me is unlimited and incomparable. This prema will quickly pull me back to you in Vrindavan. In just a few days, after killing the remaining enemies of the Yadavas, I will return to Vrindavan. Consider that I have already come. Text 23. Shri Krishna spoke the following words to give the gopis consolation. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.82.44 states, Mai bhaktir hi bhutanam amritva kalpate Drishtya yad asin mad sneho bhavati nam mad apanam. Sakhis, it is greatly fortunate that you have developed prem for me, by which one can attain me. Loving devotional service unto me qualifies living entities to attain my supremely blissful eternal abode. Amata ye prema bhakti parama amrit, tava snehe nirvadhi tava dasya rat, bhajan rasya vritti. After a long separation, the gopis met with Shri Krishna at Kurukshetra. There, in a solitary place, Shri Krishna consoled the beautiful lotus-eyed women of Braj by embracing and kissing them, wiping the tears from their eyes and inquiring about their health and well-being. He said, "O Sakhis, in this long separation you have remembered me. You are convinced that I am ungrateful, but you do not consider me cruel, do you? Without doubt, Bhagwan is the cause of the living entities meeting and separation. Just as blades of grass, cotton fluff, and granules of dust meet and again separate due to the wind. Similarly, everyone meets and separates according to the desire of the Ishwar, the Supreme Controller. If you say that I am that Ishwar who arranges meeting and separation, then there is no reason for your sorrow, because by good fortune you have achieved that prem by which I can be attained. Devotion performed unto me is capable of giving living entities the eternal supreme abode, but your loving affection for me makes me unable to remain far away from you. Rather, it attracts me to you." In his Kram Sandarbha commentary, Shri Jiva Goswami Pad says, "Through the practice of sadhan bhakti, the living entity can attain the dham of Bhagwan according to his desire and constitutional nature. Being pleased with such devotees, Shri Krishna accepts their service. The Sneha, Rag, Anurag, and Mahabhav of the Braj Devis assume the highest excellence, and therefore Shri Krishna is controlled by the gopis. Pure devotional service and affection, etc., which are endowed with possessiveness, attract Shri Krishna. One should understand that affection for Bhagwan is the topmost way to attract him." Shri Krishna again speaks, "The sky and the other four primary elements are in all material objects in their beginning, middle, and end stages. Similarly, I exist in the beginning and end of all objects, and inside and outside of them also. I am not, therefore, separated from you in any way. You are suffering from a false pain of separation due to a simple lack of discrimination. Your bodies and life affairs are all situated in my Sarup. Try to realize this truth and meditate in your hearts as yogi do. Then your pain of separation will be removed." Upon hearing this spiritual teaching from the lotus mouth of their Pran Vallabh Shri Krishna, the gopis began to speak, their lips quivering in anger born of affection. "O Nalin Nabha, one with an extremely beautiful lotus-like navel, you want to please our hearts by instructing us in knowledge of Bhagavad Tattva. But this knowledge does not enter our ears. We are already engaged in relishing the nectar of your beauty through our eyes. Where is the time to hear these tattvas?" Or, by use of the word Nalin Nabha, the Braja Devis insinuate, "O Krishna, a lotus has grown from your navel. This is a good thing, but just as the root of the lotus is connected with water and mud, your intelligence has also become soil. Please give these instructions to ignorant persons only, not to us. Does one give the food of animals to human beings? Now you are claiming yourself to be Bhagwan. If the Brajvasis hear this, you will become a laughing stock. Agad bodhir yogeshwar hidi vichintaya. Please give this Jnana Yoga to profoundly intelligent yogis, endowed with Tattva Gyan, who are unable to meditate on your feet." Or the gopis speak reproachfully, saying, "O Krishna, we have heard from Paunamashi that Brahma was born from the lotus emanating from your navel. By the association of that Jnani Brahma, your intelligence has also greatly decreased. Yasya yas sangitah pumso manivat syad sa tad gunaha." A person develops the qualities of the company he keeps, just as a crystal reflects the color of those objects which are brought into his proximity. Or the gopis angrily say, O Krishna, only great yogis endowed with profound intelligence are capable of meditating on your lotus feet. We are ignorant cowherd girls with restless minds, and it is impossible for us to meditate on your lotus feet. Or the gopis reveal the inner feeling of their hearts to Sri Krishna. O Krishna, what to speak of meditating on your lotus feet? Now the mere memory of them distresses us. We fear placing your lotus feet, which are softer than a newly blossomed lotus, on our hard breasts. Yatte sujata charanam buraham staneshu, bhitaha shanehi priya dadamihi karakakeshu, tenatvatim atasi yad vyatate nakim swit, krupad bhi brahmati dhir bhavad ayushyam naha. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.31.19. The gopis said, a fear has arisen in our minds that your very soft lotus feet may be pained by being placed on our hard breasts. Our minds are agitated by such thoughts, as if tormented by a stinging scorpion. Or they say, O Krishna, the 19 signs marked on your lotus feet have appeared on the screen of our hearts, reminding us of our previous pastimes in the kunjas. The flag on your lotus feet reminds us of your defeat by Sri Radha in amorous sports, Keli Vilas. You said that you would take her victory flag on your shoulder and wander here and there. The sign of the god on your feet reminds us that Sri Radha, who is likened to an elephant driver, brings such an intoxicated elephant as you under her control with her god of prema. You yourself have admitted, Na pareham nirvadya samyujam. O gopis, I cannot repay you. Or the gopis say, you assumed your form of Mohini to cheat the demons out of nectar, and then you arranged for the demigods to relish it. Similarly, by instructing the yogis on meditation, you deprive them of the secret of love. But we are not like the demon or yogi who is deprived of the confidential secret of Prem Tattva. Samsar Kupo Patito Taranam Avalambanam Te Badar Vindam. With affectionate anger, the gopis say, O Krishna, you also sent Uddhav to Braj with your collection of Tattva Gyan. But instead of elevating our pain of separation, your message simply increased it. And now you again are giving us that same ridiculous instruction, which is suitable for a child. Brahma and other great yogis can be delivered from this material existence by meditating on your lotus feet. But we have not fallen into the well of material existence. Rather, we have fallen into the ocean of separation from you and cannot even recollect our own bodies. We gave up attachment to our homes for your happiness. How then is it possible for us to have fallen into the well of material existence? Rather, we have fallen into the ocean of separation, and the Timingala fish of lust wants to swallow us. Therefore, O crown jewel of experts in amorous sports, Vidakta Shiromani, do not instruct us on Jnana Yoga. Please just give us the pleasure of your association to deliver us from this ocean of separation. Our hearts run towards Vrindavan, because Vrindavan's trees, creepers, fruits, flowers, and every particle of dust are inseparably studded with memories of you. If your lotus feet appear in Vrindavan, they will also appear in our hearts. Geham Jusham Api Manashya Udiyat. Distressed, the Brajadevis said, O Krishna, we have again met with you here at Kurukshetra, and our meeting with you is like a first meeting, but our minds are stolen away by memories of Vrindavan. Here there is Lokaranya, a forest of people, and the uproaring sounds of elephants, horses, and chariots. In Vrindavan there is Pushparanya, a forest of flowers, where only the sweet sounds of bumblebees and cuckoos are heard. Vrindavan is very pleasant and filled with music and song. It resounds with the sweet sounds of shuks, saris, peacocks, and cuckoos. Here in Kurukshetra, you are dressed in royal attire and are accompanied by Kshatriya warriors who are adorned with a variety of weapons. In Vrindavan, however, where you wore the attire of a gopa, you held a beautiful flute to your lips. On your head was a peacock feather crown. On your ears were earrings made from the buds of champa flowers, and you were decorated with creepers, leaves, and minerals like garika, red ochre. Shri Radha says, O lotus-eyed one, the hearts of others are not different from their minds, and they are unable to separate their hearts from their minds. But my mind is Vrindavan. They are one, there is no difference between them. Being Vrindavan, my mind is the sporting ground for my Pranakant. Previously, as the topmost connoisseur of mellows, Rasikendra Shiromani, you performed playful pastimes filled with the sweetness of ras with me there. My mind is eager to meet with you again in that Vrindavan. Prannath, shun mor satya nivedan, braj amar sadan, taha tomar sangam, na paile na rahe jivan. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 13.138. Shri Radha said, Prannath, hear my true submission. My home is Vrindavan, and I wish to have your association there. If not, it will be very difficult for me to maintain my life. Radha Sali Ganantamatsit Sit Nisha Yogya Vesham Pradoshe Dyutya Vrindanopadesha Sibhrita Yamuna Tir Kalpang Kunjam Krishnam Gope Sabhayam Vihit Guni Kalal Lokanam Snikta Matra Yatnadiyam Sanchayati Mata Nibhritam Prapta Kunjam Smrami. In the evening, Shri Vishubhanu Nandini cooks some preparations and sent them with her Sakhi to Nandabhavan. Yashoda Rani is very affectionate and loving to Shri Radha's maid servants. She feeds these preparations to the two brothers, Ram and Krishna, as well as to the other family members. Maya places the remaining prasada in the hands of the maid servants to give to Shri Radha. Kundalata or Dhanishta indicate the whereabouts of that night's meeting place to the maid servants, who give Shri Radha the news from Nandabhavan as well as the remaining prasad. They tell her, Swamini, your Priyatam lovingly ate the Manohar Laddu you made. Describing the mood with which Krishna took each preparation, the Sakhis serve the rest of the prasad and prepare Swamini for her rendezvous, Abhisar. Radha Vrinda Upadeshe, Yamuna Upakula Deshe, Sanketika Kunje Abhisare, Sita Sita Nisha Yogya, Dhari Vesha Krishna Bhogya, Sakhi Sange Sanand Antare, Gop Sabha Maje Hari, Nana Gun Kala Heri, Matri Yatne Karila Shayan, Radha Sanga Smariya, Nibhrete Bahir Haya, Prapta Kunje Kariya Smaran. Bhajan-Rahasya Vritti. In accordance with Shri Vrinda Devi's indication, Srimati Radhika goes to Keli Kunj on the bank of Yamuna for her Abhisar with Krishna, bringing a few faithful maid servants or some Priya Dharma Sakhis with her. These most beloved Sakhis dress Kishori in black cloth on dark nights and in white on moonlit nights, and then they very carefully and blissfully take her for Abhisar. At that time, Shri Krishna is watching a charming performance of music, singing, magical tricks, drama, and other arts in the assembly of the cowherds. Later, he hears Yashoda Maya sing him a lullaby and he feigns sleep. Then, to attain the association of Kishori, he slips away from the royal palace and proceeds alone to the Kunja where they will meet. The qualified sadhak, while performing Harinam Kirtan, will lovingly remembering these pastimes of the seventh yam. Thus ends the Saptama-yāma-sādhana, Pradoṣa-kālīya-bhajana of Shri Bhajan-Rahasya.